Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, and welcome to 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀, your #1 source for all things films and movies. And for a while now, we've been following the big story surrounding Scarlett Johansson and her potential lawsuit with Disney over claims of lost earnings as a result of Disney's alleged breach of contract, which was a really huge story just a few weeks ago and kind of came out of left field where not a lot of fans expected Scarlett Johansson to go directly after Disney, and there was definitely a lot of mixed reception from the fan base looking in at this situation as to what is actually going on. Now, it seems like some things have begun to progress in this lawsuit, and it's a little bit interesting because now we're starting to see more voices get involved, and it definitely seems like the legal team representing Scarlett Johansson are not too happy with some of the things going on. Earlier today, Scarlett Johansson's main lawyer, who goes by 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃, spoke out today against Disney's counterclaim that Scarlett Johansson's claims had no truth to it, by going on to say after initially responding to this litigation with a misogynistic attack against Scarlett Johansson, Disney is now predictably trying to hide its misconduct in a confidential arbitration. Then one of Scarlett Johansson's attorneys continued by saying, why is Disney so afraid of litigating this case in public? So this sounds like the next steps after everything was kind of announced and blown into the public conversation online, that Disney has tried to make maneuvers to settle this lawsuit and litigation behind closed doors in a confidential arbitration, but it seems like Camp Scarlett Johansson does not want to go through with that process and wants to keep the conversation completely open and transparent to potentially protect her own financial interests by keeping things in the public image. Now, we've talked a little bit about this whole process and how, interestingly enough, none of the Marvel Cinematic Universe actors really had anything to say about this big debacle. But first, we wanted to give a quick reminder, we do have a really awesome Instagram page that updates you guys on everything happening Marvel immediately. So if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, check it out, link in the description. There's also a ton of really awesome memes and other things that are posted on there. So make sure you guys are following that page. And let's go ahead and jump into this story. There wasn't a single response from any cast member from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with the exception of Dave Bautista, who kind of just mocked the situation and said that they should have given him a movie instead. But then very recently, in an interview with WandaVision actress Elizabeth Olsen, Elizabeth Olsen did show a little bit of support to Scarlett Johansson without necessarily saying anything bad about Disney at the same time. Likely because Elizabeth Olsen obviously is still working with Disney on a bunch of upcoming projects. In the interview, Elizabeth Olsen said, "I think she's so tough, and literally when I read about the lawsuit, I was like, good for you, Scarlett." She then went on to say, when it comes to actors and their earnings, I mean, that's just all contracts. So it's either in the contract or it's not. Now, Elizabeth Olsen then took the time to elaborate a little bit on the fear of the film industry collapsing and not seeing theatrical releases of movies, where everything kind of shifts to a more digital format, questioning how these types of things impact keeping smaller movie theaters alive. Ultimately, it seems like this was a pretty bold move on Elizabeth Olsen's side of things to even make a comment about the lawsuit, because it seems like this interview wasn't a filmed interview, so she could have just declined to comment, but it does seem like she was trying to be open and have a fair conversation about it without necessarily saying anything bad about either party, and that was a pretty good way to handle it, because on one end it does look like she's showing her co-star some support, but also didn't necessarily go after Disney straightforward to potentially avoid biting the hand that feeds. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think Elizabeth Olsen should show more support than what she actually ended up doing, and is she playing too safe? Or do you think maybe most actors are avoiding the conversation for a reason? Let us know what some of your thoughts are. Also, if you enjoyed this video, maybe you can check out our other video we did of Scarlett Johansson crashing interviews of other celebrities. There's been a couple of these moments and they're actually really funny, and we think you guys will really enjoy it. Okay, that's it for today. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.